Check. Can anybody hear me now? Okay. Hello. I'm back. I was talking for nothing. I'm going to have to repeat everything, huh? I didn't have the right drop down box. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Okay. So if you're doing a fundraiser for anybody, it doesn't matter who, and you're taking up a donation for this fundraiser, would you not want to show your receipts to show what their money went for, what your money went for? If you donated items to be uh, auctioned off or the highest bidder or whatever the case may be, would you not want to be transparent and show things like this? Crazy. It's just crazy. So why so why hide the truth? Why is she hiding the truth from everybody? Why is Felisa hiding the fact that she doesn't want to show where the money is? Because where's the money? Is there any money left? Do we even know how much is left? A lot of people are speculating that it's 18,000. Do we know if it's 18,000 or do we not know if it's 18,000? What do we know? We don't. And it's beyond me why she took the money and there's no memorial to show for it. There's nothing in the works. It's exactly, Izzy, it should be transparent. You should always have transparency when you're dealing with that. Also, I don't know if a lot of you are aware, but the laws in Florida, when you she Budicia, I don't think she even gave a rat's behind about that. I think it was all for clicks and views and to make her appear to be the better person and to have a lot of people, uh, you know, just to be the good guy, just to be good. And I think this whole thing was too big for her to take on, and I don't think she really realized what she was getting herself into, especially when OM came into the picture and dropped all that money. I think that she didn't realize what she was up against, but the laws in Florida stipulate if you fundraise in anybody's name or on behalf of, you have to report it. And I mean, there's a law. And if you do not hand over the money to the person that it was intended to, it is a third degree felony and it carries up to a $5,000 fine. So there are laws in place to protect people who are who are donating and to the person it's supposed to be donated to. There are laws in place, but it's beyond me. It's crazy. It really is. And there should be transparency, and she's not. She's deflecting every live. I don't know, did anybody watch her live last night? Did anybody watch that? Did anybody hear anything on it? Exactly. And she doesn't care about the law. Apparently, a lot of people don't care about the law, but they really need to care about the law. Seriously. Have to. Have to care about it. There isn't anything that I would make sure if I did this, you only watch for 5 minutes. Exactly, exactly. Exactly. And she just turned it into, it was all about me, 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 me. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Well, she can't go 5 minutes and not mention Hales in any sentence. She can't. It's not in her. She cannot stop talking about him. She won't stop talking about him. And that's a shame because if everybody stopped talking about everybody, guess what? All of this backbiting, all of this finger pointing and all this everything, it would stop. But she can't stop herself. She has to talk about it. And her ego, come on. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that she felt that she had to do this in order to get her views up, to get her subscribers up, um, to receive the super chats, to get the monthly payouts from YouTube. YouTube is it, I cannot say it enough. It is drama driven. If you talk about drama, like I don't know, a bad neighbor, let's just use that for an example, and you start on a bad neighbor scenario and you keep going on it and you keep going on it, you're going to pull in the views because everybody wants to hear the drama. That's all they want. They want to hear the drama. They don't give a rip about anything else, you know? And that's what pulled people in because she created more drama. And how she created it, she dared JH to sue her. She dared him. Okay? You don't go daring anybody because they're going to take you up on it. So she she keeps spewing. And now she's not an attorney, but she acts like one. She's not a psychiatrist, but she chat GPT'd a psychological evaluation or a psychological history on somebody through chat GPT. And what does that say about her? She's trying to stir the pot. She's stirring the shit and she's trying to make herself relevant. And then she goes and she bad mouths other YouTubers. You don't bad mouth other YouTubers. You're supposed to support each other. But my thing with her is she took people for money and she took them for a lot of money. And she needs to be held accountable. Everybody needs to set standards high. YouTube provides a service to everybody. Okay. It hasn't, Boudicca, it's caused more problems. It hasn't at all. To me, the family is worse off now than they were before. When you have to file bankruptcy just to stop your court case from going forward because you don't have an attorney to represent you in a civil case in federal court, that's a problem. That is a big problem. And they're worse off now. According to Lisa, I have her transcript from the other night. I went ahead and I printed it out, and there's just a few sections in there that she says that somebody had asked a question. Let me see if I can't find it. I have it right here in front of me. Somebody had asked a question that said, I heard the money was raised for a barn. Is the child really living in a shed, or is that a lie? And Flea's answer was money was given to fix the barn. Yes, my name is on the barn. I have no idea what the hell that is. Is the child really in the shed? Flea says there was a camper. There's a barn in there. Where's she sleeping at tonight? I can't tell you, but there is an insulated place for her to sleep. They're calling it a shed. I wouldn't exactly call it that, but that's what they're calling it. Look, nobody's on that property enough to know what goes on there. As much as they're trying to tell everybody they know, nobody on that property. So basically, I call bullshit because if she's not talking to MP, how does she know where the child's sleeping? If she's not having a full-on conversation. So where are they sleeping? There's speculation they're sleeping in the barn. There's speculation they're sleeping in an uninsulated, unair conditioned shed. I don't know where the child is sleeping, but if you raised money for the child, you would think that would be your first priority is to make sure that child has a roof over their head, a safe and secure home that they can sleep in. They have their own bedroom. And she also stated that once the framers get started, the first room that's going to be done is the child's bedroom. I don't know how true that is because there still needs to be the permit of $2,500, which the permit is for an engineer to come out to do the plans, to draw up the plans, and then submit it to the county, and then from there they go and they get their workers to come in. So why hasn't that money is where? What has she done with all that money? Where's the money? And the whole thing for the attorney. But Boudicca, they didn't want an attorney because there's so much evidence against them. They wanted to stall the case. That was the whole thing because the very first attorney that stuck their nose in this whole spiel, they said it during a live stream that their intent was to stall the case because if it went to trial, JH won. So all of the stuff from Christmas, Boudicca, there has been rumors. I don't know how true it is. I don't live in Florida. I don't live in that northern part of Florida. I do know that a lot of people have said that most of the toys were sold at the flea market. So there probably really isn't a whole lot of toys left. There, they said they had it in the shed. How can you have toys in a shed if you're supposedly sleeping in a shed? There's just so much. There's so much not being told. There are a lot of lies still. Nobody's going to tell the truth. I don't know why they're not going to tell the truth. It's just come out and spit it out. Tell the truth. A, where's the kids sleeping? B, what happened to the money to finish the barn? It truly was. That was overkill. There was a lot of money that could have been utilized elsewhere. I'm quite sure the viewers, the subscribers, and the paid members, everyone who donated, wouldn't have mind if that money went towards the barn to finish the barn dominium for the kid to live in. But instead, they're living in a shed. The only, I would say, toilet or commode would be the blue porta potty that is on the property. And Felisa made it a point to say, I bought her a countertop. Why did you buy her a countertop? Why spend that money there? Exactly. It didn't need to be as blown up. Everybody would have said, you know what? Take the excess money, take the excess gift cards I gave you, whatever the case may be, and use it towards getting that barn started while the permit is still in play. There's no permit in play now. It's gone. Permit's gone. It expired. So nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened to the money. Yeah, exactly, Miyagi. Apparently the toilets are sitting in the barn. Everything that was outside that was videotaped, that stuff has now been put inside of the barn to keep it from getting rained on and everything else. But I can't. I can't. Yeah, Buddha. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is the money, if it's not going to be used for that, and why is she sitting on it? She cannot go down to the property authorities and get the building permit herself because the property is not in her name. MP would have to go down to the permitting office and get the permit herself for the engineer. I do not know why there was no engineer brought on site when the money hit the hand and started doling out the money go ahead and give in a little bit here. Okay, we're going to do this project. This is for the electrical. Okay, this is for the plumbing. We've allocated X amount of dollars for the framing. We've allocated X amount of dollars for flooring. Okay, are we almost out of money? How much do we got left? Let's go ahead and utilize everything to get this done. And then once the money was depleted, I would have washed my hands of it and said, you're on your own. I hope you can make it work. Because now, not only apparently with that county down there, I really don't want to say the county, with that county down there, prior to, if I'm not mistaken, January 1, you were able to get the permits and go ahead and start. But there was something that went down the pipeline, and now they have to get an engineer. The permit is considered free, but it's not free because you have to pay the $2,500 for the engineer. So, and Felisa doesn't want to come up off of the $2,500. She's afraid if she gives it to MP, MP will go blow it. Well, you know what? If she blows it, that's on her. I would give her all the damn money and say, look, do whatever the hell you want to do with it. It's your money. It was raised in your name and in the child's name, and here's your money. Have a happy. And I'd walk away. But because of all of this, she got herself pulled into a federal lawsuit because of this. This is the reason why whatever you're doing online, whatever you say online can and will come back and bite you right square in the ass. And that's a fact. So it's beyond me. I can't fathom it. I cannot see how she could do this and not have a game plan. You would think you would have a game plan, but you've got a grifter grifting the grifter, if that makes sense. I honestly believe Felisa knew everything up front. I believe Felisa knew everything about MP from the get-go. I believe exactly. Exactly, it is on them. If they cannot handle money correctly, why are you going to sit there and hold on to it if you raised it in their name or the child's name? There's a lot of screenshots out there where OM specifically earmarked what the money was to be used for, and it has not been. It has not been. It, well, Miyagi, that's just it. People are sending emails, but they're getting crickets. There's crickets coming out from the other side. And I don't mean the one that was in her garage that night, but they get nothing. They get zero. You have to have your receipts in order. You have to have everything written down, what day you gave it, how much you gave, and what you earmarked it for before you can take it to any state attorney's office down there in Florida, before you can take it to any authority. And to go back in your bank account, you have to go back, okay, this was this was this is this. Yeah, yeah, every time that she would get frustrated, she would cry, and every time she cried, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Why okay, why are you crying now?" And in came the super chats, in came everything. Everything started coming in. As soon as she would cry those fake tears, everybody opened up their wallets. Everybody did. The other night, I'm not sure if it was Sunday night or was it I'm not sure when, but she received a super chat, $499.99. And I believe this might have been when she had that whole guardianship spiel going on her live. Miyagi, that's well, because of all the contributors, they would all have to get together. They would all have to file a report. And the more reports that come in, you have to show the proof, you have to show the bank accounts, you have to show how much money you gave, when you gave it, and what it was delegated for. OM, he has a case against her, but yet he keeps going from from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, and all he does is he will drop $100 super chats. He will drop $50 super chats, and he'll go into the channels that Felisa deems hater channels, and he'll drop money. And I find it interesting that he is playing both sides. So what is his ulterior motive? What's his motive behind dropping money on both sides? What's his motive? And on Miltoast, on his channel, OM dropped 3 $100 super chats and then deleted them. Why? Was it because Lisa was in his chat and there was a little bit of a rift going on in the chat? What was happening in the chat? So, but I thought it was kind of funny that he dropped 3 $100 super chats and then deleted them. I'm like, why'd he do that? I thought him and Miltoast were best buds, just like him and old Storage Legends. I thought that they were all goody goody. For that, Buddhasia, from my understanding, as long as that money sits in her PayPal account and she doesn't touch it, she doesn't. It's just sitting there. And from my understanding, when she really didn't touch on when she filed her taxes or not. She really didn't say anything. She skirted the issue in chat. She didn't want to discuss it because I think this is just purely my opinion. I think the money is still there. I think a bulk of it is. There is no proof. There's no proof. The only proof that there is are his super chats that he sent and his word and her reaction when the first donation came in from OM. And that was when she couldn't believe how much was sent. She wanted to reach out to him and make sure that it wasn't in error because she said it had too many zeros. So I believe the bulk of the money is still sitting there. I think the money that she used for Christmas, I do believe that came strictly from super chats. I don't believe it came from OM's donations. I think his donations are still sitting there. And I find it highly ironic that Christmas she got a new cell phone, she got a new computer, she got her and Tahoe went shopping. They talked about their shopping excursion. I think there was a little snippet of a video out there of her and Tahoe going shopping and buying things for themselves. So that's where I think the bulk of the super chats and the Venmos and the Zells and the Cash Apps went for. I think that's where that money was spent. I don't think OM's money was spent for Christmas. I think that strictly came from the viewers. There's no proof of anything. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. There's no proof. There's no proof of what's left over. But because she's being standoffish, and it's like all of a sudden when the grifter called the other grifter out, then there became a riff because MP knows that money. Yes, yes, yes. But I don't believe that individual purchased her for a new laptop. I believe that laptop was at Christmas, and I know that a lot of money came rolling in at Christmas for her to use. People were still sending her things on her Amazon wish list for office supplies like paper, printer paper. I'm not sure if she got a new printer out of the deal either because she always complained about her printer. Anytime she complained about anything on her live stream that she didn't have or she would like to have, it just magically appeared in 2 to 3 days because it was ordered and sent to her. So I I'm beside myself on this. I think she needs to be held accountable, and I think people need to hold YouTubers accountable and make them be transparent when they're raising funds. That's her MO, Izzy. Boudicca, she won't do it. She won't. She won't do it. There was that big to-do on Miltoast's live stream when he was with Storage Legends. I think he was on Storage Legends. He asked OM if he wanted his money back and for him to ask Lisa to give him his money back. And that was a big blow up uh, on that. And that right there basically, Miltoast basically called Lisa a thief. So she's hiding it. She doesn't want anybody to know exactly what she has. She's not going to return the money. I'm telling you right now. Not those large donations that he sent in increments. And the biggest donation he sent via PayPal was 10K. So he sent the 10K and then it was followed by 5K or 6K, 7K, and that's not counting every single super chat. I mean, he just poured money out, but what's his motive? Well, from one grifter to the other, there seems to be a little tiff going on. Yes, and she got a new computer too, Miyagi. Tahoe got a new computer. They both did at Christmas. They both bragged about it. They both bragged about their new equipment that they got for Christmas. So, yeah, they both bragged. I was sitting right there in chat thinking, wow, must be nice to get new cell phones and, yep, get new cell phones, new computers, new this, new that. Makes you wonder. It really does. It makes me curious. I have a lot of questions, you know? No, she is strictly on her live stream and she is doing her thing. I believe that maybe she figured it out what was going on and maybe she didn't want to be a part of it, which was a very smart move on her behalf. Yeah. So, but it's the followers, her little band of misfits, her little groupies over there. Right? Uh, uh, yeah, kinda. Yeah. You know, she would get more views on her channel if she took and went and videotaped it and kind of did something else behind it, kind of fast forward through the stuff to show how the end product looks, what have you. I've seen that on a lot of crafting channels and stuff like that. They just show it, they don't do their faces, just hands, you know so it's utterly amazing. I just want him to be held accountable. I want her to be held accountable. I want all of them to come clean. Every last one of them. Oh, goodness. But we need to hold them accountable. And the only way I can do it is to keep talking about it, is to keep letting people know, hey, you have a right to know how your money was spent. And for all of her little band of misfits, they're all saying, oh, well, she doesn't have to show receipts. Well, maybe not to you, but for the ones who gave generously, I think there needs to be some accountability. And the ones who have sent her emails asking for receipts and they get nothing in return, I think that's wrong. I think that's very wrong. Wrong. There should be transparency all the way around. If you are a content creator, you are providing a service, and your super chats and your super stickers and any donations you get, that is from your supporters in support of you and agreeing with what you're providing the service for and what they're listening to. She's not providing a service. What service is she providing? Anybody? Anybody know what type of service she's providing? What is she actually doing? That's like these independent news channels, these people that get out there and they report on what's going on with our president, with the vice president, with yeah, Tahoe trucks. They have a lot of they break down a lot. That's the only service that she's providing is grifting. So she's not doing anything of any importance as if she was a mainstream, uh, not even a mainstream, if she was just a regular YouTuber saying, okay, this is what happened today in this case trial, or this is what happened today in my neighborhood, or this is the news from Florida, this is the news from California, Oregon, Michigan, who knows where, you know? She's not really providing anything of a service. Talking about it, it allows people to get it off their chest and to say how they really feel. And I think that people really are starting to see it, but I think others are starting to be they're scared to come out and say anything. And I don't know why. She did make it much worse. She really did. And though, oh, by the way, I don't know if anybody paid attention. I checked Pacer today, and on Pacer, her bankruptcy has been postponed. They got an extension, and I do believe it's until September 4th. So that's when they go back in front of the trustee. The attorney who was hired, the 6 grand attorney, the famous attorney, the $6,000 bankruptcy Chapter 7 attorney, he emailed JH's attorney and the court that he needed an extension due to the fact of a family emergency. Why is it? Oh my goodness. You got to be kidding me, right, Buddha? See, I didn't know that her husband worked at the post office. So this attorney has a family issue, okay? This attorney, this family issue just didn't happen. Apparently, it happened back in July. We're in August. So the case got extended. It got the extension until September 4th. So, and this attorney, his suspension from e-filing because he got suspended for 30 days because he let an unlicensed attorney use his e-file credentials to file paperwork, and he went in front of the Florida bar, and the Florida bar slapped his wrist with a 30-day suspension from e-filing. So now this gives him more time to when his 30-day suspension is up that he can e-file. Plus, there was a lot of paperwork that wasn't filled out properly, and there was paperwork missing from this Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Ask yourself why. I'm going to tell you why. Because MP filled out the paperwork herself and submitted it. It wasn't the attorney. So now this attorney has to get the paperwork together and get it submitted, but he can't do it until he goes until the Florida bar lifts his suspension. So it's ridiculous the way everything has came from this. It all started with I think the very first live she did where she tagged 2 storage unit YouTubers in it, and all of her other tags from her previous live streams had no mention of these 2 storage unit YouTubers. No, he doesn't even have a brick and mortar office. He's an online bankruptcy attorney because he goes between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Yeah, I know somebody who bought a banner too, and that's another thing. Like I said last week, the only one who has a banner is Robbie, and it's Shadowrunner's banner, and he's the only one who has a banner. Nobody else got their banners. I think she should mail out the banners, and then everybody can do with them what they want to. They can burn them, they can bury them, they can hang them up, they can recycle them. I don't care. But she needs to give those out. But she's not going to because she's too lazy. And from what I understand, she doesn't live that far from the post office. That's like the money with the memorial. If the memorial isn't going to happen, give the damn money back. Give it back to the people who donated the money. That's all there is to it. But she's not going to. She's hanging on to it. Exactly, Buddhisia. Most bankruptcy attorneys, she's not going to. She'll probably, if I know her, she'll probably say, if you want it, you're going to have to pay shipping, and this is how much I'm going to charge for shipping. And it may be 20 bucks, you know? If I would just, if it was me, I would just want the money back. Just give me the damn money back and we'll call it a day. I'll leave you alone. You leave me alone. Have a nice life. But I don't know how many, was there like 30 people who purchased banners? Was it 30 people or was it more? I lost count at 31 because I know people were emailing her that they wanted one and they would confirm in the chat in her next live, "Hey, did you get my email about the banner?" So I don't know if that was a yes, I want one and I've paid you for it, or let me think about it. Okay, you bought two. I lost count after 31 because it just got too confusing in the chat trying to tick off who gave what and who did what. So, but I think her next grift is going to be that guy who gave that $499.99 super chat. And that was on the guardianship live that she did. So apparently she's leaning towards Lips's narrative on guardianship and how corrupt the guardianship attorneys are and the courts are, yada yada yada. Well, you know what? Lips isn't any better than any of the rest of them out there, if you ask me. I've read the case file. Cost you 80 Australian? Ooh, no, no. I would be wanting my monies back. Say, hey, I could use that. That could go towards, oh, I don't know, going out to dinner. Nope, nope, exactly. Not very many people got their giveaways. A lot of people just got tired of her saying, I'm only doing it once a month. I'm mailing them out once a month. That was one excuse. The other excuse was, I'm waiting for them to arrive yet. I ordered everything in bulk. Where's it coming from? Is it coming from Temu? Is it coming from Alibaba? Where's your shit coming from? Where'd you order it from? So she's uh she's definitely playing a game over there. She's definitely loving it. And I don't think she's going to stop until she gets told to stop. And when she starts losing more subscribers, it seems for every 5 that walk away, she gains several. Exactly. Timbuktu. I believe it. Exactly, Buddhisi. I bet you she ordered that from Slobo from China because she was talking about tariffs. There are a lot of local online businesses that do benches, that do placards, stuff like that to have in your yard. Or there was a bench, it was 2-foot wide bench, and I believe it was 20, 22 inches tall. And it's just a memorial bench. It's not for anybody to go out there and sit on. And to have it engraved, I think it was 5 lines. 5 lines. It was $250. $250. And that was local around me. Exactly. I believe that that $4,000 that she raised, I believe she pocketed that. Oh, hey, Peculiar, how you doing? Did he ask for his money back? See, I didn't hear that. Now I know about the whole thing between Miltoast and Storage Legends where Miltoast asked only me if do you want Lisa to give you your money back? Yeah, same place you get a headstone, Buddhasia. Yeah, they're cheap. They don't cost 4 grand. Are you kidding me? Come on. She's so full of it, it isn't funny. I don't understand. I don't understand. What makes people do this? I mean, what is going through their mind? Okay, Peculiar. All right. Do we think he's going to get it back? I don't think so. She's not going to give it back to him. And if she does, who do you think she's going to blame? Who do you think she's going to blame that he wants his money back? Oh no, Buddhasia, there's been a lot of tension, I'll say. She even has her own chat hating on MP. So what does that tell you? It seems that she was blocked, she was timed out, she was all of the above. She was all of that and then some. So I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I know MP goes on her YouTube page. She has a fake Facebook page. She puts stuff out there. Excuse me. Rumor has it that one has dirt on the other, and well, they have dirt on each other. Uh, Guapo and Miltoast, yeah. Um, it it happened, and that live, I do believe Guapo took and put it to members only because it turned into a shit fest. Everybody in that chat went sideways so fast, you make your head spin. I was like, wow, are you kidding me? Did he just, did Miltoast actually just ask OM if he wanted his money back from Fleesa on a live stream? And he did. Yeah, Buddhasia, there's a lot that's happened, a lot. Um, there for a while, everybody, let's see, Guapo and Miltoast were going in Felice's chat and chatting everybody up. And I honestly believe they were in there to see if anybody was talking smack about them. Oh, I bet there is one somewhere. I bet. Peculiar, you missed that one? How did you miss that? That was like the craziest thing. Basically, what Miltoast did is he called Fleesa a liar on Guapo's channel. Yep, sure did. There, there, there's a lot of the stuff on Storage Legends channel that as soon as he gets done with the live, it goes straight to members only. Straight to members only. Miyagi, you need to get yourself a 1 terabyte external storage card to go on your computer. Slap everything on it. That's what I do when I record them. They go right on my external when I record them. I record several of them. That one I didn't record because I didn't see it coming. If I would have seen it coming, oh, trust me, I would have recorded it. Peculiar, it's members only. It was members only for the longest time. I haven't went back and checked his channel in about 2 weeks. I usually go back and filter through everything to see what's been made members only and what's still public. But if he did delete it, I would not doubt it because it's probably been recorded and people are sitting on it because it made Miltos look made him look pretty stupid. And both of them go in Fleece's chat just to see if anybody's talking smack about him. That's a given because they don't stay in there long. They come in and say hi and chat for a second and then they're gone. But especially when the convicted felon is on Fleece's in her chat, Miltoast and him get to talking. So it's pretty interesting. Was Boudicca, was that before she started? Uh, that's the one, Miyagi. That's the one where he made him call. That's the one. Now, Boudicca, was that the one that she sold the rocks on? Was that while she was doing this commentary hate stream of hers, or was that before she went to doing what she's doing now? Yeah, Miyagi, because that's where he kept trying to figure out what the country code was, what the calling country code was, so he could call him. So that's what that one was all about. And he was having a hard time trying to get through, and then he got through. And then it sounded like, if you ask me, it sounded like in a room full of people, like a gathering. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, he couldn't figure out the country code. They both Guapo and Miltos were trying to figure out the country code to call for him to call or for them to call him. Okay, the fall of 2024. Was that like around, was that between, I want to say the beginning of September towards the middle of October? That one, Boudicca? Oh, Peculiar, you know it is. You know it is. And people are still buying her bullshit hook, line, and sinker. Nobody's stepping up. Nobody's asking her. And if you do ask, you get jumped on in there. I don't understand it. I know one, two, three, four people that have sent emails requesting what's going on, what's the date, what's the ETA, do you have pictures of it? Can you give me pictures? I want to see the pictures. What does it look like? And they get no response. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I watched that one. Well, pretty soon she's not going to have an audience if she keeps blocking everybody. She's not going to have anybody to cry to and get her super chats and get her Ko-Fis and all of her little donations. So it's just beyond me. I would really love for her to post pictures of what memorial was ordered. What does it look like? What's the inscription? Who chose the inscription on it? Who chose it? Did she choose it? Or did she go to that family and ask them what would they like on there? Of course not. And you notice Kendra is nowhere to be seen or heard from. She doesn't even go on Felice's live stream anymore. And I think that's a smart move. I really do. Yes, that was the guy. The guy was $499.99. That's her next that's going to be her next big thing now. She's leaning towards that. So she's going to be pushing guardianships. Hmm. And that lips person, I'm going to tell you what, I would I would not want that person to be to have been an attorney for me, because I've seen her videos. I've seen her TikToks. One of her TikTok channels, she was under her one of her children's names, her son's name. I've seen them. I don't know, Miyagi. All of a sudden, they just went silent. They're not talking about anything anymore. There's nothing being spoke of. So that's what I'm saying. You're fine. You're fine. Why aren't they saying, "Hey, what's going on about that?" Peculiar, that's going to end her. That's going to put her in a world of hurt. Um, if she thinks nobody's paying attention to what she's doing, she's got another thing coming, because people are paying attention and people are watching. Um, there's an old Tupac song, "All Eyes on Me." So all eyes are on her. She's being watched. And it's just going to take one thing, and it's going to be even more problems, more trouble, more everything. So I was thinking about having somebody on my show who ran into Felisa and spoke to Felisa, and it's not going to be they won't be very long. I might just put up a video. I may record it and put it up, and it's my other mod, and her and I spoke today, and she gave a little bit more detail. Oh, he's always. Oh, Boudicca, you're not. Let me tell you something. It's just one strung out shit show, is what it is. That's all it is. It's one strung out shit show. Anybody who jumped on the bandwagon, a couple of them have left the bandwagon, but one of them is still out there. One of them is still out there. And it all revolves. Maybe Miyagi can email you uh, a little bit of background on this permanently retired attorney who thinks she's relevant. Which one, Peculiar? Felisa or Lips? It's craziness. There's no excuse for that type of behavior that she's doing. There's no excuse to run a channel that way, either of them. When I first seen Lips come on the scene, I said to myself, I said, this is going to be a train wreck. And I was right. I get it. I get it. I go back and I listen to it, and I skip through the first 40 minutes. Isn't that where she plays romper room with everybody? I skip through the first 40 minutes, and then generally about the next 30 to 40 minutes is some information, and then the rest of it is just filler. So it's, yeah, both of them together is just unbearable. I've kind of like go through it, but I think Miyagi might have some stuff. I know I do. Uh, I could send it to Miyagi, and Miyagi can get you caught up to speed on it, on the background of this person, but this person is not good. Really isn't. There's a lot of court cases involving this retired attorney, and the court cases are, hmm, interesting to say the least. The court cases are interesting to say the least. But, okay, will do. I'll send you, some of it, Miyagi, I think you might already have, which is a list. Oh, you have a pile a pile of crap riding on a turtle. Exactly, Buddhisia, it is. I can send you what I have, Miyagi, but I can almost guarantee you probably have some of the same stuff. But if not, you have a few bits and pieces. You can email me and tell me what you have, and then I can compile everything that I have. Now, some of the things, Buddhisia, are deal with family. I don't have access to that. I can't get my hands on it, but a lot of her cases are a public record. And all I have to do is just go in there, case number, pull it, download it, print it, whatever I want to do with it. And I can save it and email everything to Miyagi, and Miyagi can forward it to you. And you can kind of get a feel for this person. You can kind of get a feel for her. Uh, it's she's an interesting subject. Let's put it that way. She's very interesting. I want to thank everybody. I want a special shout out to my mods tonight. Uh, Even though it didn't seem like we had any trouble. I'm not on anybody's radar yet, but I say within a couple of weeks I will be on somebody's radar, and I can um and I can almost foresee uh the hate trolls coming through my chat. So I'm not on anybody's radar, but I'm going to give it a few weeks, and I probably will be. I don't tag anybody in particular. And there's a reason why I don't tag, because I specifically wanted to set this up as for a place for people to come vent. If you have a question, if I don't have it, I can get it for you. I can email it to you. My email is in my description box. All you have to do is click on it and it says get email, and you can email me. Miyagi, I want to wait and see if anybody picks up on this. I really, really do. But it's going to be interesting. But I want to thank everybody who decided to join me tonight. It will either be a short live tomorrow of this person discussing their acquaintance of Felisa and the interaction, or it just may be a little 15-minute video that I will put up. But I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you coming in and telling me your thoughts, your feelings, and it's really great to be able to share things and not be condemned or condoned or put in timeout. So, uh, but I appreciate everybody. So on that, everybody have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to many more of these. I really, really do. I really do. Maybe when I get put on the radar, maybe I can be a block channel too. Uh, okay, I want to say good night, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Go eat dessert, go eat dinner, go do something constructive. Go have fun, go poke fun. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you.